Before Ireland had kings, before it had borders, before it had laws written in ink or stone, it had a voice that spoke in riddles, a voice that named itself as wave, wind, and stag, a voice that did not conquer the land, but sang it into submission. Hello, witches and wanderers, and welcome back to the Morbid Witch Podcast. I'm your host, Kari, and tonight we return to Irish mythology. Not to a god, not to a monster, but to something far more dangerous. A poet judge whose words shaped reality itself. Tonight, our subject is Amergin Glúingel, Bard of the Milesians, Druid, lawgiver, and the man whose poetry claimed Ireland from the Tuatha De Danann. Amergin is not remembered for a sword. He is remembered for a voice. Irish mythology is a world governed by balance between land and people, speech and silence, order and chaos. Power does not always belong to warriors. Often, it belongs to those who name things correctly. In early Irish tradition, poets, judges, and druids were not entertainers or advisors. They were authorities. Their words could bless, curse, or condemn. A poet could elevate a king, or destroy him through satire alone. Amergin exists at the center of this worldview, embodying the belief that language itself is sacred. Amergin Glúingel was a Milesian, one of the sons of Milesians, the mythic ancestor of the Gaels. His epithet, Glúingel, is often translated as white knees or bright knees, possibly referencing ritual posture, purity, or poetic symbolism. He was many things at once: a poet, a druid, a judge, and a lawgiver. In Irish myth, these roles overlapped. Amergin did not separate magic from law, or poetry from governance. For him, justice was spoken, not enforced. The Milesians arrived in Ireland as invaders, but not in the simple sense. They are not monsters or demons. They are humans seeking land, destiny, and permanence. Ireland, however, is already occupied by the Tuatha De Danann, a supernatural race of gods, sorcerers, and ancient beings deeply bound to the land itself. This is not just a battle for territory. It is a battle for authority over reality. As the Milesians approach, the Tuatha De Danann unleash a powerful storm to drive them away. Waves crash, winds scream. The land itself rejects them. This is not weather. It is magic. Ireland defending itself. The Milesians falter. Their fate hangs in the balance. And then Amergin steps forward. Amergin does not draw a blade. He speaks. He recites what is now known as Amergin's Song, one of the oldest and most mysterious poetic texts in Irish mythology. I am the wind on the sea. I am the wave of the ocean. I am the bowl of 7 battles. This is not metaphor alone. In early Irish belief, to name oneself as a force of nature was to become aligned with it. Amergin does not challenge the storm. He becomes part of it. Amergin's song is an assertion of identity, not just his own, but humanity's place within the world. By naming himself as land, sea, beast, and wind, he claims kinship with Ireland itself. The storm ceases, the land listens. This moment defines Irish mythic law. Authority comes from understanding, not domination. Amergin does not conquer Ireland. He is recognized by it. After the Milesians succeed, Amergin becomes the first judge of Ireland. His role is not to rule, but to interpret. He establishes boundaries, settles disputes, and speaks judgments that align human behavior with cosmic order. Law in this context is not punishment. It is balance restored through speech. Amergin's authority flows from wisdom, not fear. In Irish tradition, poets wield terrifying power. A properly composed satire could physically deform its target. Shame was believed to carry magical consequences. Amergin embodies this duality, the poet as healer and destroyer. His voice can calm storms or ruin kings. Amergin is often described as a druid, a practitioner of sacred knowledge tied to law, nature, and prophecy. Druids did not worship gods in temples. They observed patterns, seasons, and signs. Amergin's song reflects this worldview. Identity is fluid, interconnected, and cyclical. Nothing exists alone. After their defeat, the Tuatha De Danann do not vanish. They retreat beneath the land, becoming the Aussie, the fairy folk, spirits of hill and mound. Amergin's judgment establishes coexistence rather than annihilation. The old gods remain. They are simply hidden. Amergin stands between worlds, human and divine, land and sea, law and magic, past and future. He is not a hero in the modern sense. He is a threshold. Amergin represents the belief that speech shapes reality, that to understand the world deeply enough is to gain power over it, not through force, but through alignment. In this way, Amergin becomes the ancestor of Irish poets, judges, and storytellers alike. In a world that rewards loudness over wisdom, Amergin offers a different model of power. One that listens, one that names carefully, one that understands land as a living participant, not a possession. Amergin Glúingel did not leave monuments. He left words. Words that calm storms, words that shape law, words that still echo through Ireland's myths. The land remembers him because he listened first. Thank you for listening to the Morbid Witch Podcast. If this episode lingered, let it. Some figures don't haunt us with fear, but with memory. Follow the podcast on Spotify, YouTube, and iHeartRadio. And join me next time as we continue walking the thin line between myth, magic, and history. Until then, stay strange, stay spooky, and remember, the shadows are always watching.